Hello people, I am Sky Demolisher and welcome back for another From the Collection Fridays, the series where I take things from my collection and show it to you, my viewers. And this week it is the Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class Megatron from when the film was originally released. All those many moons ago. I didn't actually buy this figure. Technically, no. I put money towards this figure because this figure was a gift to my eldest nephew. And my eldest nephew has since, grown up. And I ended up with it as well. It was a gift basically from my parents to my nephew. And then when my nephew got too old for toys, I was like, it'd be kind of neat to grab that, because at that point I had the Leader Class Optimus Prime, I had the Leader Class Jetfire, and I had the Leader Class Starscream. So I was like, I kind of need a Megatron so I can finish this off. He has batteries. They weren't working. I found a pair of batteries. His battery pack is in the back here. So I replaced them. So now he makes noises. Learning experience, because I never owned the figure. I never transformed it. I do know though that it had like a defect right out of the box, where basically this arm was not properly connected. So there's, where is it? This little pin here in the arm was never really attached to the part at the back of the figure. His arm just sort of comes off. And I mean, it works. He makes noise, you can hear him making noise. He has the voice thing. If I zoom in a bit more, you can see his eyes. Well, yes, the eyes, mouth and chest all light up. He would have come with a missile. I didn't get the missile, and I'm not entirely sure if this is meant to be in the forward position for his hand, to to be a hand sort of thing. He's got this little flip out blade gimmick thing at the front, which also just kind of forms his hand, but you really can't have it down too much, because it's it's like that massive crab arm thing. So normally I just have it, just keep making noise, mate. I have it folded up like that most of the time, and so his gun is just out there, sort of thing. So the articulation on this side is basically just rotation of the arm. Excuse me. I'm guessing that it is somewhat linked to his, I have no idea how that actually connects in. But whatever it is, it consistently throws off the artillery sound. Like I said, it would have come with a missile that fired out of this one. I don't have the missile for it. On this side, you've got rotation at the top of the arm. You have the elbow bend there. Well, I don't know if this is meant to be like an elbow or a wrist. There's no twist on that. He's got one finger, the old proctologist finger there, I should say. So he can very deeply get into those those spots for you should you need it. This is really inappropriate, isn't it? He's just got like a bendy finger. Arm does rotate the full way out, around, I should say, and it comes out that far, goes in that far, so it's basically just like a 90-degree angle sort of thing. I think I said I'd never transform this guy. So if you want to see him in the tank mode, I suggest just look for a photo, because the Leader Class figures are they look really cool as robots, they look really cool as vehicles, but they're generally been like the most pain in the ass things to ever transform. So you basically just buy two of them. You have one as a vehicle and one as a figure, and I just own one as a figure. But yeah, you can see he's got like plates and stuff down here on the legs. He does have sort of like a knee, very loud knee there. Legs will go like that far forward, sort of thing, that far back. Does come out that far. Appears to have sort of, I don't know if they're like meant to be just side mounted like thrusters, but if you point them that way they kind of look like rocket launchers, so you could probably use them like that if you wanted. Not that they actually fire or anything. Very cracky joints. Now there is this bit that comes out, you know, the tracks out the back. I'm pretty sure they're meant to sort of lock in there to be his ankles, but it does sort of allow him to get maybe a little bit more articulation if you need it. Obviously there's nothing at the waist. The head is just like, you know, wiggle. That's it. But yeah, all around, like, he looks very cool. Like, he's got a lot of details and stuff, so you know, you can see all like the back end details, which is basically where they hid like all the screws. But they hid them in such a way that they do actually look somewhat natural. Obviously got little wheels on the back there, which would help him in his tank mode. And nicely, I am hoping painted vents, not gold vents, because if that's gold plastic then you know that they'll eventually explode and destroy the world or whatever. Gold plastic in toys, and like, you know, I know that people these days are like, gold plastic syndrome no longer exists and it's not a problem, but it still is a bloody problem. I don't think they're ever going to fix it. Like, I think other than actually painting things gold, if you are still moulding them in the gold plastic, eventually it will fail. Like, I mean, all plastic's going to fail eventually, but it's still going to crumble into nothingness. So, yeah. Rant. But, yeah. All around, I mean, like, he's a very cool looking figure. I think of all the leaders, he's probably the least articulated, I would say. But at least he can kind of stand. And I make that criticism for Jetfire, who I will probably get to at some point. Jetfire basically needs his walking stick to stand because he's just so weirdly proportioned that he doesn't really stand that well on his own. But this Megatron looks pretty good. All around, you know, like, pretty happy with it. Of course I would be, I got it for free. And like, I think that there's a smaller version of it now in like the Studio series. I think it became like a Voyager in Studio series, which probably looks more like realistic to the film, because Studio series are definitely better in that way. Not that I own like any of the film ones, because I don't need them. I've got what I've got. I like what I have. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, and until next time, take care of yourselves. Bye.